Some of you may not like what I'm about to share. It's all good, of course. You're on my channel, and you can count on that. But it's a different concept of how the universe works, how the matrix works, and basically what the matrix really is. I think we are not clear on that, and we use it as a negative word when it's really not at all. Are you ready for this? Let's talk about the matrix, the real matrix. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through fears, live an amazing life. Come with me, it exists. The new earth. The new earth is in the matrix. All right, let's get this straight. The matrix is a program. We're going to use certain words that are more, human. It's a program within an unlimited multiverse of which everything is just one thing. The matrix is what we operate under on our planet. And there's a matrix for the universe. It's laws and things that are put together to create a certain adventure. The matrix is a program that earthlings abide by because we are here to experience contrast. The matrix has multiple or unlimited options within the program. In other words, you're playing the game and you can switch over and master it. The new earth is within the matrix, because when we go outside of our entire matrix, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute, when we go outside the matrix and we are absolutely going back to singularity, there's no new earth. We are it, right? I would think about this. New earth, well, what's beyond that, right? The new earth is part of the matrix because the earth is within the matrix. This planet's within the matrix. So the new earth is the breaking through the program that is in density and going into mastering the game within the matrix. So when people say, I broke out of the matrix, I'm thinking, to what? You're still here. You're in it. As long as you're on the planet, you're in the matrix. You only get out of the matrix when you pass on, you die. And then you may come back into the matrix. Then you're off into La La Land doing some cray-cray stuff, maybe on another planet, you're just an angel, you're off in some, wonderful, amazing places. Then you're outside the matrix. The matrix is a program for us to experience being human. Mastering the game is to go into the new earth. Does this make sense? What's the new earth? When we transform our density of this game into the high frequency and we master the game, we win. And we understand now what it's like to be and do all these crazy things. We learn from it. We master things. We get better. And we make choices within that. And then we get to go to the new earth, which is still in the matrix. Now, when I say the veil is lifting, what's happening is we're aware of it. We're aware that we actually have these unbelievable powers and that we're just not in this matrix, that we actually are the power that agreed to come into the matrix. So that's why you guys are seeing some time issues, what? Things appear and then they're gone, and then we're seeing people and images and shadows and fairies and all this stuff are showing, what is that? Right? It's all part of what exists in the unlimited universe and multiverses. It's part of that. And so when the veil thins on the matrix, we start to see some of these things that aren't part of our original programming, right? They're always there because we are unlimited beings. We are the source of the creator. We are the source of everything because everything runs through us, you, the table, everything is all just created. It's illusion. Everything is. So is the new earth. But it's the mastering of the game that we achieve going there. We go from the dank basement up to the top penthouse floor within the same mansion. My father has many mansions. We're in a mansion here. We have different floors, we have different games, we have different frequencies going on. You go up to the penthouse and you're in the new earth. Bing, 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 bing. It's still the matrix. So we don't know exactly what that means, but I can share with you, you can actually go into the new earth right here and now. You start to feel different. You see things completely different. You experience things, mystical, amazing things, because now your frequency is so high, you're expanding outside of the programming and accessing your actual power that has never been gone. People talk about your higher self as if it's something separate, and nothing's ever separate. You and I are not separate. Your higher self exists. It's part of your own energy field, unfettered by the human dense body. It has open communication with everything. You can go into that space now and realize my higher self is always here. But I can't play the game if I was that. You know, the part of the game is to not know you're that and to experience pain and loss and, you know, the jackass neighbor and all this stuff, right? And, you know, having to forgive and all these other things. And finally, at some point, and I've told you guys this before, if you go in a super high frequency, forgiveness isn't even a consideration because nobody does anything wrong. And people will say, somebody said they got raped. So what is that? Yeah, there's anger with that. Somebody did something that is so dense and feels so wrong. This is and I know you guys don't like to hear this, this is part of your agreement. It's a participation. The ultimate forgiveness. Somebody who's murdered somebody or done that is absolutely part of the matrix. And so we have these rules. Oh, well, I can handle this and forgive somebody who cheated or somebody who stole, but not somebody who rapes or murders. No, it is or it isn't. Christ didn't have lines, oh, well, the murderers, no, we can't handle that. But, you know, if you stole something, no. He was across the board. He was on the cross with murderers, all right? And forgave them. And forgave everybody who murdered him. Forgive them for they know not what they do. You're either there or you're not. You either master this or you don't, no matter what horrible things happen to you or others. It's going on all over the planet. You're not the only one. Everyone experiences some form of this challenge. And some of us have experienced it in other lifetimes that are so just, you know, cray-cray, you know, dark and whatever, and chose to come here and not experience it here. So you may have chosen an ultimate test. And yeah, it stinks. It's not nice. It feels horrible. That's the matrix. It's the most low-dense program in the universe. And there are universes, multiverses, there are other universes that have completely different rules, that don't have planets. They just function in a completely different way and maybe never have bodies or whatever. Ours has planets and they rotate, and you know we have certain laws, and then we have our own planet, and then we have, you know, certain laws here. We have gravity and all this. I don't even believe in gravity. I think it's something completely different. But anyways, you know, we have certain things. You know, we come here without remembering what we are, and then we go through all these challenges, and we have soul groups that agreed to play out certain things together, and then we're supposed to. This is the ultimate goal. You don't have to do it, but that's why you came here, is to master all this and go into this super high level and live on a planet of love and compassion and going back to the unity of what we came from. It's really going back to what we are. But even that is just, you know, tip of the iceberg of what we really are. The matrix is not evil. The matrix is just the program. Just think of it as a net around where there are things that are all connected, that completely, you know, a negative thought is sent through the universe. Well, let's deal with the planet, right? Sent through the planet. And then it affects, you know, feelings and things that other people do, and the weather and the planet. It's all connected. It's just all connected. And so every thought you have, just a thought, is sending a message through the entire planet within the matrix. Everyone experiences it. the butterfly effect, right? Butterfly flap. That's real, by the way. Flaps its wings and then blows the, you know, the weeds, and then pretty soon the trees, then pretty soon we've got the clouds, we've got a hurricane. This is real stuff. So somebody said to me, "Oh, it finally clicked. I had an epiphany. I broke through the matrix and I'm not going to wear a mask." And I'm like, wait, that's not the matrix. That's the ego, you know, putting the finger up to everybody and saying, I'm going to do what I want, whether it hurts you or not, you know, or even if it doesn't hurt them, it's, you know, just respecting one another. That's not the matrix. That's low frequency ego thinking. And so that's what we do. We go, oh, I'm, you know, the matrix is like some evil thing that tells you what to do. No, that's our institutions doing that. We need to forgive that too, because that's all part of what we signed up for. The matrix is just the program, and you get to choose the frequency within it. And when you win the game, you go to the new earth. And the new earth is amazing. People are already going into it. I experience it when you absolutely are so in awe of everything that's going on. You see everything purposeful, and you see everything as an amazing opportunity. And the more of us that go into that, the more we will actually experience it on a planetary basis, where we're not given the middle finger to somebody because we want something a certain way. And we're saying, here it just is. Right now it just is. What's my decision within this? Without anger or hate or you don't understand. Oh my gosh, centuries of this stuff. It's got to end. This hatred and separation. You're the wrong color or religion. And this is insane. It's insane, isn't it? Do you ever sit and think, oh, I signed up for this? And you feel like you can't make a dent. You feel like you're not making a dent sometimes. And then I get a comment and somebody says, you changed my life. Or somebody emails me and says, I just lost my husband of several years. I've been taking your Breakthrough Fear course and I finally got to do it and I feel great about it. All these wonderful things are happening out there. And I realize if you do one small thing, you've made a difference on this planet. But don't spend the rest of your time in negativity and fighting the matrix. You signed up for the program. Play it. The matrix is the program. What you want to do is master it. All right? So when I say break through the matrix, what I want you to know is just really recognizing your power and how beautiful all of that is and how it exists right now for you. And you'll start to see through it and realize it's a program. And I'm still here and I'm still human. I'm in a dense body and wow. Now I can go to some crazy, awesome places within this matrix. And it all works because you never lose touch with your power. So get ready. Total Clarity, which is part of the Tap Into Your Power series, is coming out shortly. And we do things where we actually realize that we are completely restricting ourselves, where everything is an illusion, we're self-limiting ourselves, and all of that can change. All you have to do is know it. And when you know it, you tap into your power. And when you know you have that power and that you are that power, you're all God's, these things you shall do, and even more. You will start to do that. And that's still part of our matrix, because you're doing it as a human on a planet that is really, in peril. And then you change things out there through that. And you stop living in fear. And the number one thing is, I'm raising the frequency of the planet, one light being at a time. I'm helping you break through fear. Because you can live an amazing life. You still will be here. It doesn't go away. But you become the catalyst for positive, amazing change. You have complete control, my friend. And we feel like the matrix controls it. It doesn't. That's in your head. And that's what other people who are in density want you to think. And if they can't make you think that, you're in charge of what you think. Nobody's in your head. That's not your brain, that's your mind, and it's part of one energy field. So the more you focus on anything negative, or you believe the negative predictions and you don't believe that you're creating your predictions, the more you create the negativity, the more you go into that space, and it's time to end that. You're ready, aren't you? So I have distinct memories of decades of dreams living on another planet that was in great peril. The people weren't jackasses, but there were other factions battling over control. And so we had to live in that world, and it was not a good one. And I was part of that. I have distinct memories of events, places. I can draw the entire cities. I to a T, and I go back to the same places. We used to have like tornadoes, little tornadoes on the water. I mean, I could give you, details of what this place looked like. There are other places out there that go through similar things. But you know what? We're the most destructive to ourselves. The people on that planet were not battling with each other. But we, as humans, are our own worst enemy. Why would anybody ever want to appear on this planet and say, hey, here we are, we're going to give you free energy, and we're blasting them out of the sky? Why? We're threatened by everything, because that's fear. So can you move past it? And nothing's a threat to you. No person is. We are one. So you're being tested, and if you have any prejudices of any kind, it's time to take a close look at that and ask yourself why. That's you. That's you. It really is. And this is a fact. This is quantum physics. Everything's connected. You can't separate anything. Are you ready to go into that space of advanced manifesting? All right? And if you're out talking about, I'm gonna my rights, you're still in density, and shut your pie hole. Okay, what am I going to do today? Oh yeah, I'm going to write my book. I'm going to finish Total Clarity for you, and I'm going to announce that. I'm going to actually share one of my practices in there to show you how powerful this course is. And it's a beginner's course. Well, not really. I think anybody could take it. But it's really going to bring it home of how powerful you are and how everything you've been doing has been self-limiting through what you're choosing to believe and look at. And by the way, they're convincing. You're not going to put some yin-yang up there to tell some story. You're going to tell some amazing story, and you're going to sound so convincing. It's part of the matrix. It's a program. You believe that? Or you can sit here and listen to positive things and share this word and message. I'm part of the matrix too, right? I have a different little program here. I can shift into a different reality, as can you. All right, so please subscribe. Please share these. Please share the positive videos. Yeah? Tell people that they can create anything they want. They are all gods. And of course, this is my internet training. This is how I started out. I created an online business. I'm empowering people. We've got some great stuff coming up. Woo-wee! I got some great collaborations I'm going to start doing. You guys are going to love it. We're going to encourage business owners, but you got to learn this stuff. You just don't go out there and put a website up. Start expanding. Learn. Get skills. And stop quitting. People quit. They go back to the old stuff and say, okay, nothing's going to change, right? And then, of course, Manifest Anything's free. Go in there. You'll see in the very first video, I give you offers. Breakthrough Fear, as of this video, is discounted big time. So if you want to take Breakthrough Fear, it's a 5-star course. You'll have access to that and my free download mobile app called What Am I Manifesting? Yeah, got some good stuff for you. I'm creating some new things. Your Spiritual Butt Kick, my new book is coming out soon. I'm going to be very excited, and I have some other big announcements to make, because you know what? While you guys who are on the conspiracy theory channels are watching that, I'm writing books, creating e-courses, coaching people, and doing everything in my power to make a big difference on this amazing, beautiful planet. Let's love her. Let's respect her. Let's stop using plastic. You're whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my perfect, all-powerful creator, light being. Namaste.